Yeah.
Okay. And then when it comes to, so obviously, you know, starting a family, you'd need a husband. How has dating been like, you know, with your walk of life and your perspective on reality? And I want to actually turn this over to you, Riyad, as well, because, you know, when I had you on the pod last time, actually, a lot of individuals were questioning, oh, like, this guy is very, you know, is he really like that? Is he really? I'm like, guys, off the camera, that this is him, innit? Do you know what I mean? And it just got me thinking, like, wow, so how do you ever, like, have any issues? And I'd assume not, but
just like, how it is, man.
Yeah, like, do you have like
God.
your ability to connect, or when engaging with, you know, when engaging with relationships and whatnot, has that been an obstacle, maybe, that ability to connect with you, or understand you, or do you ever, like, do people maybe struggle to come to your level of...
No, don't say that.
Yeah, I don't really do you know what I'm saying? But
no.
What's your experience? Yeah. What's your experience been like in that sense, in that regard? Is it something you're aware of, or do you ponder on it?
It's a heavy question, man. Damn. Okay, where do I go with this? Well, first of all, like, my life growing up as a kid, I was always, like, in school very misbehaved.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually planning to do a podcast episode of all my school reports from year 7. Yeah, like year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7. I've got all of them. Like, at school, I was always a loud kid, very attention-seeking young man. Definitely, like, ADHD. But I don't like to say ADHD because I was just a young kid, man. Don't put me in some personality disorder box. Yeah. I'm more than a category, you know?
Yeah.
So, I was always fidgeting in class. But I was in school. School was cool, man. But I would say my ability to connect with people, I say this is what really Okay, yeah, I've never actually thought about this till now. So growing up, I was, obviously, my dad's Algerian, and so I was in North African, and I used to go see my dad every weekend in Al Kent Road, but I couldn't speak Algerian, innit, So I'd be sitting around the table with these, like, the coffee shop, and they're all speaking Algerian, laughing. I'm like, yeah. So I have to literally, like, blend in, bro. Yeah. So I can't be. I didn't want to. My pride was so high as a kid. I didn't want to look like that kid like this. Yeah. So I was always, like, blending in, like, trying to. So I used to read their body language a lot. I'm thinking, I don't know what they're talking about because I can't understand a lick of this Arabic stuff. Yeah. But I'm gonna try and guess their convo. And I used to tell my dad, like, Dad, did you not talk about? Was you talking about something that had a disagreement about something and that this coffee is better than that one? He goes, no, yours close. He just wanted more sugar. I'm like, I'm like, okay, I'm getting
close enough. Yeah.
So yeah, like, that made me a very observant person growing up as a kid.
Interesting.
But during school, I was always a bad kid, but not rude. Never F off, miss, go away. Okay. I was just gonna shut up, man. Like, the teacher got quiet, and I'm just, like, itching to talk again, you know.
Yeah.
But I would say what made the differences is when I was 18, 19, because the only social things I was getting, was from my boys and just girls, bro. Like, I was just chatting to 1 million girls at 18, 19. Like, it was, like I said it so many times on my own podcast, it was like a part-time bloody job, man. Like, literally. And I guess when you talk to girls, man, one thing you guys cannot deny, it makes you a better speaker. Absolutely it does. Because girls, they throw challenges at conversation, and I wasn't conscious of this at the time. I'm just looking back at it and I just noticed it. So at the time, they throw a shot and you're like, yeet, and you try to say something back. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that makes you better. Yeah. And if you look at a lot of salesmen, when they go to bars at night time, they kill it, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that point. But socialise with people.
Like, ever not to say too philosophical, but, you know.
No, because people like it, though.
They do.
They
do. Okay.
They actually like it. Yeah. Because people, this is why I started a podcast, really, because you talk philosophical with people, even strangers and stuff, and I'm surprised how willing they are to answer it. Like, I'll ask them a question like, what do you think of this? Or they'll tell me a life story, and I always say, what makes you say that? And they get so, and I know it feels like a weight off their chest to speak. So I think it's nice to be a good listener. Yeah. Especially listen to someone's philosophical view of the world. Doesn't have to be right, but seeing them, like,
different perspectives.
They'll start off the beginning saying something, and they'll be talking religious, and by the end of it, they're talking completely something different. I'm thinking, wow. Like, they're discovering their own thought. They're not even thinking of me anymore. They're just talking to talk to themselves. And then, like, a lot of the things you say, if I'm giving advice to you, it's more likely for me. You know? So that's why it's good to ask people these questions and shut up. and watch them give themselves advice, and you just have to say to them, you should practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh,
maybe I should.
maybe my advice is for me.
Yeah.
That's it. But because philosophy is nice. I've got a podcast about it.
Yeah, check it out, guys. ICM podcast. Cold. And then as for you, then, how was that? Like, do you guys ever get a bit iffy? Because, are they ever like at arm's length with how they approach you and whatnot? Or
I think my dating life has been interesting. I think before my spiritual awakening in general, like what I can say is I only had 3 relationships. I had my awakening in the middle of my last one, but all of those relationships taught me something very different and very fundamental to like who I am as a woman and what I look for and what I want and what I believe about relationships. But then when it comes to like after my awakening and like going out in the world again, being like, okay, boyfriend time. Like my ancestors had none of that. None of that. Like I say, I read energy, so maintaining my energy in a certain place is very important. It's like I won't even be allowed, like they would rather make me so anxious that I don't leave the house at all than me going out, meeting someone, interacting with someone and pouring all this energy into someone who's only going to like mess me up and throw me off of
What's your ideal man?
My ideal man, like someone understanding, they don't even necessarily have to believe the things I believe or be on the things I'm on, but open-minded and like respectful of all the different walks of life. I don't know, someone strong that's like, I suppose maybe what you'd call a traditional man in that sense. But I find that's just because of me. Like I'm a very feminine woman, so I look for my opposite. I look for a very masculine man. It's all about where you lie in your balance, what would balance you out oppositely outside of yourself.
Well, what's your ideal woman?
Ideal woman. I agree with you saying someone that challenges me to an extent. The only problem is it's a thin line between toxic and challenging now in this day and age. Like,
no, it's between you and your missus. Who cares what anyone else thinks?
It's true, yeah. But I think, someone that challenges me to an extent. Someone that provides me with growth. Because one thing I always say, I wake up striving for new perspective. What don't I know already? What can I learn? Tell me something I don't know. Because, for something like, for me and the missus to get on well, it has to be, I have to want to be around her. So for me to want to be around you, I have to be curious. I have to be interested in you. I have to want to be around you. So with that, it would be definitely someone that I want to invest into, essentially. I want to pour my energy into her, basically. Yeah, definitely. And I think, and then thinking about challenges as well, actually, I've been pondering on this recently as well, because I'm an individual. I'm very, individualism. I'm very comfortable with my own company.
You have to be.
Right.
That's the basis for, I think, any healthy relationship, because then you're not looking for someone to fulfill you. That fulfillment is within yourself. Someone who just brings something that you don't have.
It's paradoxical though, because there's times where I'm too okay with my own space. So it gets to the point where someone could be around me and I'm getting a bit agitated, like, you're in my space. Like,
that's just being overstimulated. That's normal.
It's normal, you think?
Oh, you're not ready?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's you got to observe your own energy, because I call that overstimulation, to be honest. Like, because it's not that you don't like the person or you don't like the company of people. You just want to return to your own energy.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Definitely that.
That's okay. Like,
then definitely requires an element of understanding from them.
You're not ripened yet, man. That's all it is. We're just young men, bro. We ain't done nothing with our lives yet.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't force the blossoming. That's it. Just let it
flow. Yeah.
Just let it open, man.
Yeah.
But that just sounds too, spiritual and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean it poetically, all imagery, similes, metaphors. That's me, man.
Oh, it's interesting. And it's like, even then, I've heard like, because at the end of the day, I mean, God forbid, if I'm on my deathbed, what is it I'm going to be seeking in them moments? Is it going to be, the thing that I'm striving for in life, or will it be genuine love and affection?
Do you know how you view your life after death is predeterminism of your own life? How you pick, how you see the afterlife will determine how you live for the rest of your life. I think is actually the first thought you must have. How do you see life after death? If you don't think anywhere, if you don't think you're going to go anywhere after death, then your life is going to be much more short-term pleasure orientated. Because there's nothing for the bigger picture. You know, if you think, you know, you reincarnate into a special energy, you're more likely to be kind, compassionate and nice. Because hopefully on the other side of life, you're going to get, you know, so if you're a person that's depressed or lost or you don't know where you are, just see how you view your life after death and try to draw the parallels to where you are today. You actually might find quite a lot, I would argue. But
that's interesting.
on a higher note though, I'll show my ideal woman though, yeah? Okay.
I'll go. It's got to get list out, scroll.
Okay, step one. She can't be an atheist, but I don't care what you believe in. No atheism. You logical, scientific thinkers. All you see is what's in front of you. Logic. If you're a theist, you believe in something. You must have an imagination, because I think atheists just lack imagination. That's my opinion on it. Number 2. Ready for this one? Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a mic drop.
No, it's nothing that. Just a family girl, man. You know, not obsessed with your family like you're like Cinderella running around house scrubbing all the walls. You don't need to be like that type of girl.
Yeah.
But you value family. Because if you value one family, you might value our family. Okay. Number 3, a goal. Because what I think happens in relationships, especially young ones, there might be 2 couples who come together and they don't have a goal. So they make each other their goals. And they never leave each other because they're always each other's goals. Even they break up, the goal was to get back together. So coupleless goals make each other their goals. So you have to have an external goal. In other words, it's an insurance policy to leave me alone. You know what I'm saying?
Identities outside of the relationship.
Right. Oh.
And I will stay there for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another a green flag though, yeah? It's when the girl talks about her past romantically. It's nice. She goes, when I was a kid, this nice. When she talks very positive about her past, it shows she's open to more positive experiences. Because if you value positive experiences, you want to talk about positive experience, because today, this will be something we could talk about 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You know, if you are always talking about my past is this, I went through this, I've been through that, you're not ever going to see the good in me.
Yeah.
And last point, and this is a question like I always said. Actually, no, we've got to wrap it there.
I agree. I definitely am big on like retrospectiveness. I always look within, and I love I always see my life as an experiment. How what's made me become the person I am today. I love going into those conversations. What's made you the person you are today? Yeah. What can we relate on in that sense?
But why do you ask that? Why is that interesting to you?
Because
you have to be trying to find something.
You can learn a lot from how people have responded to
situations. Yeah, I think again, you know, it's kind of like a different perspective, isn't it? What don't I know? So obviously, I've you know, this experiment that I'm currently experiencing within myself is like, okay, there's only so much notes I can gather. You're a whole nother experiment in yourself. So that's why when you know an individual's gone through so much growth, or they've reached a stage of mental clarity within themselves, I'm like, what have you gone through? What have you gone through? How have you got to this point? I'm keen to see, and you know, patterns. I want to it just intrigues me. I don't know. I'm just very into that stuff, you know. Yeah. So depth is definitely, but then, you know, not everyone's in the mood for depth. Sometimes people just want to know.
Because let's be honest, I feel like depth does come with a lot of dark experiences, so you have to have.
Well, there's loads of different types of depth.
The space to hold it. I think in today's world, that's where most people find it. Because happy people, if we're being real, most of them are chasing more happiness. They're not really chasing growth up here. Or like,
most of growth up here is happiness.
Well, I think happiness is an elevated emotion, and I think if you're striving for an elevated emotion, that's not a healthy place. You need to strive for balance. You need to strive for content. You know, like happy or sad, it's as above, so below. You wanna find your middle ground, your flow. Can't be happy 24/7. That's really unrealistic.
Oh yeah, and that would be like a ket rush or something, man. 24/7, you know.